What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JB, and we are here with the episode review of The Oval on BET. So next week is going to be the mid-season finale. Okay. So this is season 2. This is episode 12, and it's titled Misunderstood. Who was misunderstood in this episode? Nobody. Child, I know y'all trying. We are not gonna say he's misunderstood. But you guys, before we get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any of my other videos, and you guys are not already subscribed to the channel, do me a solid favor, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to reach 1,000. So right now we're at 802. So that means we need 198. No, yeah, 198 more subscribers. All right, you guys, but yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell button, so that way you guys are aware of when I drop anything else, and also hit that like button for me, you guys. And let's go ahead and just jump into the review, shall we? All right, you guys, so this episode, it starts up, we see Lily and Donald. So Lily is talking to Donald. She asks him if he left last night. He says yes, he went to the office. She says, well, is everything okay? He said, oh yeah, everything is fine. So she then asked him if he saw the news about the president's mistress. So they're going to do a news story on the two agents, Agents Yuma and Agent Max. So she then asked him, did Hunter kill Denise? And he says, no. And she tells him, well, I overheard you and Kyle talking about the fact that he did it. But Donald once again tells her he didn't kill him. I'm like, Lily, why would you even mention that? You could have just said something about the expose and left it at that, but you had to go one step further and ask this man, did the president kill him when he just tried to kill you? But okay, girl, I'm gonna let you have it. So Lily goes into the room once Donald leaves, and she calls Bobby, and he is like, oh my God, you need to check in with me. She says, I'm sorry, but I'm okay. Because he asked her, is she okay? She says, yes. So then she asked him if he knew about the expose. He says, yes. So she tells him that I asked Donald that, and he said the same thing that I just said. Why would you ask him that? That's stupid. He didn't say stupid, but those are my words. So he tells her that she needs to be careful and to be patient, and she needs to be smart. So she asks him to come over, and he agrees to come over. Now, once, Bobby hangs up the phone with her, Max is standing there, and Max is like, do you think that that is necessarily a good idea? It is not. So then Max once again mentions the Rackadoochies, and he's still thinking about it. And Bobby's like, why are you still thinking about that? So Max is like, you know what? I'm about to dip out, because what if Lily and Diane slip up? What happens then? He says they won't. Well, he says, so you're putting your trust in them. One, you putting your trust in a woman that you don't know, that you met in the airport and you banged in the bathroom, and then you putting your trust in Diane. Okay. So then he's also talking about the fact that we're up here. I don't feel safe. We don't have any weapons. So Bobby's like, we're safe. Like, if someone comes up here, we can see them from so many fronts. And then he takes him inside and he shows him all those little toy guns that he has. So Max is cool now. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Let's move on. So then let's move over to Priscilla. So Priscilla, she's at home. She gets a call from Diane. So they both say that they are not good, but they can't discuss it over the phone. So Diane tells, Priscilla that she's going to stop by before she goes to work. And Priscilla's like, oh, I'm not going to work today. And I was just looking at Priscilla's face. I'm like, for someone that's not going to work, you got a face full of makeup. A face full of makeup. But okay, I know it's just a TV show, so I'm just joking. So then we see Sam downstairs. So Sam is on the phone with Jake. He calls him and tells him that he sent over those 911 calls that he told him about in the last episode. So Sam checks his emails, and there are the files. But when Sam clicks on them, there's nothing there. So then he asks Jake about the servers, and Jake says, well, someone just came and got them. He says, well, go get them, and I'll come down there and I'll pick them up. So then Priscilla comes downstairs, and she says that he says to her, you're going to be late for work. She says, oh, I'm not going. He says, did you call him? She says, Sam. And so she's obviously still upset with him, and she's thinking that something is going on with him. Victoria, oh my God. Oh, that's going to, ooh, that is going to be interesting. So Nancy, let's move over to Nancy and Barry real quick. So Nancy and Barry, they're having breakfast. Richard comes down. Nancy says, I cooked breakfast for you, Richard. Richard is once again ignoring Nancy. He asks Barry, what time are you supposed to drop off that money? And Barry's like, you didn't hear Mama talking to you? He's like, Mom, tell him who Picky's dad is. And Richard's like, oh, I don't need to know. I don't need her to tell me. I've already figured it out. I'm like, oh, you did? And we're going to definitely talk about that at the end of the review. So, Richard left. She says, do you want me to bring you lunch? He's walking out the door, gone. So then Nancy asks Barry, where's Sharon? He says, I don't know and I don't care. They got into it because he started talking to her about Richard once again. Now see, Nancy, you taking your anger out on the wrong person at this point, because her plate of food, she had it. She threw it at him. Don't you keep you gonna stop with the motherfucking disrespect. She threw her food at him. Then he keeps talking to her. She grabbed a plate of that bacon. Girl, why did you throw the bacon? The bacon. What did the bacon do to you? That bacon didn't, and it looked so good if it was real. But that bacon looked so good. Oh, I would have, if I was in this scene, I would have been like, Tyler, there is no way you can ask me to throw a good plate of food. Like, no, I'm not throwing no food. But she grabbed the bacon and she threw it at him. I'm like, once again, Nancy, you're taking your anger out on the wrong person. Because Barry told her she needs to tell him who the father is. But let's move on. Okay, Kyle. Kyle is a total freaking nutcase. So, they didn't even mention her in this episode. I just thought about that. Nobody made mention to Miss Laura in this episode. Oh God, please at least let us get some kind of inclination of what happened to Miss Laura in the mid-season finale. Because I don't want to come back, because I'm probably going to forget by the time the show comes back. But we see Kyle. Kyle is in his bed. Dale is still beside him. Kyle wakes Dale up and tells Dale it is time for him to go. Shit. I would have hopped up with the quickness and got the fuck out of that apartment. So then we find out that, you know, when Kyle left to go kill Miss Laura, Dale did try to leave. The thing is, the door is locked from the inside out. How is that? That's what I was confused about. How do you lock somebody in the apartment? I mean, look at Kyle's apartment. It looks weird. Well, it does look weird. I mean, because if you look at his bedroom door, it's a swinging door. I never saw nobody's room was a swinging door, but you know, this is neither here nor there. So Dale gets up and he leaves, and Kyle asks him, is he gonna come? Is he gonna see him again? Hell the fuck no, you won't see me again. Absolutely not, you nutcase. So then Kyle asks him, are you gonna ask me how I'm feeling? No. You're a lunatic. So he lets it be known that he knows where Dale works at. And Dale's like, how do you know where I work? He says, I'm Secret Service. I'm like, Dale, run. Run for your life. So then we see Bobby. So Bobby shows up to Donald and Lily's place. So he puts this thing on the bed and he's checking to make sure that the place is not bugged. And then after they find out that the place is not bugged, Lily gets undressed and she's ready to have sex with Bobby. I'm like, girl, that is not smart. That is so not smart, but okay. That's gonna backfire in about 3, 2, 1. Now the thing was, she was having sex with her bra and panties on. So I'm just wondering, now see, we saw her in her bra and panties, but did Bobby ever really get his clothes off? Okay, y'all fucking in y'all clothes. Cool. I mean, get it how you live. Let's move on. All right, you guys, so we see Victoria with that young lady. I always forget what her name is. I never remember that girl's name, but they're making plans for Victoria's mother. So they're going to make a post on social media, but she also wants to do something visible with kids. So the girl suggests I think the school is Harriet Tubman, and she said, a black school? She was like, yes, ma'am, that would be a good look for you. Like, you know, you're helping the inner city kids. Victoria's like, I don't want to be around them badass kids. And, you know, having the rats and roaches run across my good shoes, I was like, oh, You one of them type of black people. Once you get high and mighty, you don't want to delve down with the people that you think are beneath you. And then she's talking about Michelle Obama did it. You're right. She liked and she's talking about she liked the kids, and Victoria doesn't. I'm like, yeah, you pale, don't even hold a torch to my forever first lady, Michelle Obama. So then Hunter comes in, and he's saying that they're going to be meeting with Dr. Meadows later today about Michael Myers. However, Hunter is higher than a kite. I don't know what he's high off of, but Hunter was high. So then we see Diane. So Diane makes it over to Priscilla's place. So they talk. She talks about Hunter, and they talk about Victoria, and they both say that she's a bitch, and Diane says she's a grade A bitch. So then she asks, what has she done? And Priscilla says she hasn't really done anything. So Diane gives her this this big manila envelope, and she tells her that, if anything happens, she's going to see Donald. And Priscilla's like, that might not be a good idea. So she says, if anything does happen to me, give this to Sam. She says, Sam is a good guy. He was a good guy. So she says if she doesn't hear from her by 5 o'clock, give it to Sam. So then we see Jason. Jason is in Alan's office, and he says, I know you had a rough night and you must have been very busy because you didn't answer the phone. And Alan says, yes, I was very busy. So he says, so Jason says he's there because he needs to talk to Alan before he goes to his session. He once again tells Alan, I know where they have all the weapons at. And Alan's like, dude, go wherever you're going to go. So then Donald comes in and he's asking Jason, why are you in here? And, he said he's just, oh God, Jason is a creep. So Jason leaves. Alan and Donald are there. Donald asks him, do you know him? He says no. He stops in from time to time. And he says, why? He says, I don't know. So then Donald tells him, okay, well, Diane is coming. Make sure to get her a pass to come in. So he says, okay, got it. So Donald goes in his office, and Loverboy comes in, and they talk about the expose as well. And Kyle tells Donald that he feels that Max is the one that's leaking the information. So he says, if you give me the go-ahead, I'll take Max out. So then he says, okay, do that. So and he says, I don't want to see that boy again. And Hunter, and not Hunter, but Kyle says, well, I want to see your wife again. So then Donald calls Hunter and tells him, like, with this mess that we have right here, right now, we need Diane back. And when she comes in, I want you to tell her that we want her back. And he was like, well, what do I get? I'm like, oh my God, it's all about you, huh? Oh, Hunter is so annoying. Let's move on. All right, you guys, Dr. Meadows. I guess that woman didn't learn her lesson the first time, because she's come to see Jason, Victoria, and Hunter once again, and her breasts are out. I'm just like, lady, the last time you came with your titties out, Hunter was staring at your titties. Then Jason was pleasuring himself and he threw it on you. But okay, I guess you enjoyed that. So Hunter is once again looking at Dr. Meadows' titties. And Victoria's like, Hunter, stop staring at her breasts. You're like, they're very nice and they sit up really high. And Victoria's like, my breasts would sit up too, like that if I paid for them. I'm like, oh my God, here we go. So then, like I said, so they had that back and forth with each other. So Dr. Meadows asked Jason, how does he feel about what he's hearing? Because Victoria went in on him again, basically called him a creepy motherfucker that kills people. He's a serial killer. And she asked him, how do you feel about that, Jason? And he says, well, I feel very neglected by my mom and my dad. They would be on a trail. We wouldn't, birthdays and anything, I wouldn't see them. And Victoria's like, you know what? At that point, Victoria got up and walked out because he said she would abuse him. So then Dr. Meadows, when Victoria left, she asked Jason if they could talk alone. I'm like, again, the last time you were alone with that boy, he threw semen all over you. But okay, I mean, Dr. Meadows, if you like it, I love it. And then, Hunter says, once that meeting is over, can you come back and tell me what happened? She says, okay. I'm like, lady, one of them wants to kill you, the other one wants to bang you. Good luck, Dr. Meadows. Whatever you got I would love to know where she got her degree from. DeVry University, like where? So then we see Diane. She meets up with Donald, and he tells her, that she is the only person that can fix this shit show that they are dealing with. And so she says, so are you giving me my job back? He says, yes, we are. And she says, well, what about the president? He says, and he's in total agreement. She says, well, I would like to ask him that myself. So they then go and see Hunter, and she asks him, why do you want me back? So she says, why do you want me back? She asks him, why did I find the panties here? And also, why is Agent Max saying that you tried to have him killed? I'm like, oh, Diane, you and Lily. I'm actually starting to see why Max was so worried. You and Lily gonna fuck up the whole operation. And Hunter, he's higher than hell. He tells her everything, that Jason decapitated Denise. They tried to cover it up. And when he says they, he means him, Donald, and everybody. He also tells her that Ellie tried to steal his underwear. I'm like, oh my God, why would you do that? Dumbass. So Diane tells him, you know what? I'm about to go to the FBI. So Diane leaves. Donald calls Kyle, tells him to take care of her. And, I think he called Kyle. And then I think someone called him and told him about Lily and Bobby. So we see Diane, she's walking through the hallways and she goes toward the elevator. I'm like, girl, why would you go toward the elevator? I would have found an open door. I would have found an open door. I would have found an open window. I would have, actually, fuck an open window. Bitch, I'm gonna throw my body through the window, glass and all. Where'd that bug come from? How did a bug get in here? Child, how did a bug get into my apartment? I don't know. But yeah, I would have found an open door, open window. Hell, the window could have been closed and I'm just going, boom, bum rush my ass through that motherfucker. But she went to the elevator. Who was behind her? Kyle. What did Kyle do? He injected her in the neck. I'm like, well, let's pray for you, bitch. Let's pray for you. Because I think you're dead. I think you right there, right along with Miss what's her name? Miss Laura. I think you're just as dead as Miss Laura is. But let's wrap the episode up, you guys. All right, you guys. So the episode, Richard went to the kitchen. Frida was in the kitchen. Frida was not interested in having a conversation with Richard. But he wants to apologize to Frida. He tells her he wants them to have a good time. I'm like, oh, so you think she's a hoe? She says no. I'm like, at least you got some class or some sense. So Sam comes in and, Richard is asking him if he knew that Picky was Nancy's son. He says, no, he didn't. So Richard says, so at this point, I figured it out, which I have been saying it for weeks, maybe even I've been saying it since we found out about Picky, that I feel like Sam might be Picky's daddy. And now some of y'all in the comment section has said, no, that can't be. Well, Richard told y'all it might be a possibility because they were in Iraq together, but Sam went home for a whole month because his father passed away. And I guess Richard's trying to do the math, with 1 month and then 9 months. Girl, what? I mean, I followed his logic, but then when I said it out loud, I'm like, huh? But okay. I mean, I guess I can see what he's saying. If he went home, had sex with her, the next month she's pregnant. So you think a man is grieving his father? Well, stranger things happen. Stranger things happen, but a man that's grieving his father gonna go home and have sex with his friend's wife? I mean, I guess it could happen. So 2 agents come into the kitchen and tell Sam that Victoria wants him while they're trying to have that conversation. So Sam tells Richard, what, let's table this conversation for later. So then he goes in there with Victoria. Ooh, so Victoria is still, she's upset about what Jason said, trying to blame her for, his life. Well, I mean, if you were a shitty mom, you were a shitty mother. So she says, "Hold me, Sam." I'm like, oh. So I'm assuming Sam's dick got hard once again. So she asked him about Priscilla. He says that she was sick. She says, "Sam, for you to be, Secret Service, you're terrible at lying." So then Victoria goes over and she undo her dress. So you just see her in her bra and her panties. I'm like, oh shit, Victoria. Oh shit. And Sam, unfortunately, he took the bait. I guess his dick couldn't take it no more. And now I will say though, that scene was terribly acted. I'm so sorry to say, but that was terribly acted, especially by Sam. Him pretending that he was inserting himself in Victoria. His facial expressions were horrific. I've never saw him. I mean, I've watched plenty of porn, but I ain't never saw nobody, even in a porn, do some terrible acting like that. And they are the worst. Porn actors are the worst actors. But he has sex with her, so he's not a good guy anymore. His good name has been sullied. But then we see Donald. Donald goes home. Lily and Bobby are still having sex. And that's where the episode actually ended, you guys. But let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Be sure to like this video. Please leave your comments in the comment section below and subscribe to this channel. Also, you guys, hit that notification bell button so you guys are aware of when I drop anything else. Share this video. Stay safe out there, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear your mask, socially distance, you guys. What else do I want to say? Stay blessed, you guys. And that's it, you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one, which is going to be Real Housewives of New York City. Until then, you guys, bye.